taken run out to Leslie Dam to, oh, it's a few reasons. I haven't had my dog out for a few days, and he gets a bit stir crazy when he's stuck in the yard with not too much interest to do. He's a clever dog, and he really needs some stimulation, albeit he's the normal lazy cavalier. But, I think he's like me. He likes to get out and get about and then have a good rest. But anyway, there's three, I don't know, a few reasons why I'm getting out today. One is to get the dog out for a run. Two, I just want to go through a line in, let the brain relax a bit. It's been a really busy week trying to get things organised, and some stuff has been a bit of a challenge. It's not as easy to organise things for a trip around Australia, especially an extended trip when you've got no real set points or dates to be anywhere by a certain time. For me, I'm just following the weather. You know, I don't have to be there in a certain location. I don't have to be home, you know, back at base station in any particular time frame. You know, if I go away and it's 2 years, well, so be it. 2 years. It's all about enjoyment, getting my head around my new life and things like that. So I'm just driving through Toowoomba at the moment. I'm heading out to Leslie Dam, and that was one of the reasons getting out, just get a line in and let the brain settle a little bit after a pretty hectic week. The other thing is, I haven't been real happy with the Hema HX1. I mean, I don't want to put a taint on it, but there's a few, I don't know whether you call it bugs, but there's a few things that are a little bit annoying for me. The mapping system is fantastic, and the Hema maps, I think, are the best. It's just terrible. At times I have these big spaces in the maps and I have to minimise it down and bring it up. It has hung on me a couple of times, which is a bit frustrating, and it just doesn't seem to work as for me anyway, doesn't seem to work as well as what I find with the iPad. But there's some limitations to the iPad as well. I was really after something that was maybe a little bit more dynamic for me to work with it, and I seen a review by Ronnie Dow today, and another one by Overlander 4B, or 4x Overlander, and I found it very interesting because they were talking about the Garmin Overlander. So I spent a good couple of hours or more looking at reviews and looking at it and thinking about it. Doing a number of reviews and looking at it, thinking about it, and those guys, the three reviews I've seen, those guys are they're really experienced, you know, overlanders and tourers and remote adventurers. And if those guys are, you know, saying that they find similar things to me using Hema, although they say the same, they do have the Hema mapping system that comes on the iPad or Android as such.
100 metres, turn left onto Chalk Drive, New England Highway.
But they're both really giving a good shake-up, rating the new Garmin Overlander, and it does have some features in it that the Hema HX1 doesn't have, that I'd actually find quite useful. So I've gone ahead and ordered one, and I was actually hoping to have it this weekend, and, but I haven't. But I will have it, and when I do get it, I'll do a quick review of it and pretty much say what, you know, I think of it in immediate comparison. You know how I feel about it in immediate comparison to the HX1. You know, a lot of people swear by the HX1. It is a very good system, but it's got a few bugs in it, and I find some of the mapping updates are terrible. It says mine's up to date, but the Toowoomba bypass still doesn't exist on the Hema maps, which is frustrating. And if that applies to an area I'm going, especially if I choose to cut through a major town and I end up having to go through, you know, the old route because it hasn't got the new update on there for any new bypasses and such they've been building. And I know, you know, there's quite a few in WA they've done. it frustrates me when I have a mapping system that takes me somewhere in a direction that really isn't the fastest or the best, you know, route. And that's, I find that a bit with the Hema. So anyway, cheers guys, stay safe, be kind to each other, have a beer. I'm certainly going to have a couple tonight, and I'll talk to you later on.